Hello. How is everyone doing today? Pretty good. Uh, yeah, pretty good. I've been kind of busy, I guess, just building. Okay. Halo Reach. I've never played Halo, actually. I think I did, but it was like years ago. It was just once. Oh. Anybody been playing Squadrons? No? Oh. Well, I've been playing it a lot, especially recently. That's where I got a lot of my reference photos. Hello. Okay. I think the wings need to be just a little bit wider. Oh wait, that's not it. Okay, I thought I was trying to disconnect the plate. I was not. Okay, let's see. Oh, I could switch this part out. Um, that looks a bit better. Oh, you're back? Oh, wait, I didn't get the other part. Ooh. It's been a while since I watched the Ryloth arc, actually. Yeah, I do remember you. The name at least seems very familiar. I don't know exactly from where. You may have to give me a bit of a reminder on that part, but the name at least I remember. Also, the digging isn't too loud, is it? If it is, I'm sorry. Okay, just making sure. So I've nearly got this done. I'll do a bit of a show off of what I've got so far in a minute. Hello. Oh yeah. Okay. I thought it was from a stream. I wasn't too sure. Okay, so a quick little overview about this. Um, I don't know exactly how long I've been working on it. It's been a minute. I'll show y'all the top first, because this is where most of the work has been going in. Y'all see a whole lot of colors in here right now. You can see I had to do some upside down building for the little engine part that protrudes from the bottom. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the top, like the roof. I'm thinking initially I was thinking of doing it to where it hinges on these sides, but it would be kind of loose because I mean, I'm pretty sure this is an illegal technique because it is bending inwards a bit, and I don't think I did the math right for that. Yeah, that's not right. But so yeah, I'm kind of stressing bricks here, so I'm thinking. And then I thought like to do it to where it's just like hinging on the roof, but see, this isn't the best design where you can only have only half open. So I'm considering just having it to where it just rests on top. Um, so yeah, here this was going to be a boarding ramp, but I mean, I kind of want to put the landing gear up front in there. There's just going to be a lot of rooms. This is going to be a very bulky part. Besides the bridge is kind of a bit further up. There's going to be the side-mounted little tie wing things, you know, where they sit kind of on the side. Those don't know exactly how I'm going to mount. I'll find a way somehow. Engines I've got done already, pretty much. The 3 big engines in the rear. This, as I mentioned, this is going to be going up. This is what holds the underside tie panel. And then these are just the upside down build parts, you know, for the engine, as I mentioned. Over here, there's going to be some cannons there. Once again, you can see the side. And then I'm going to lift this up again to show off the bottom. Yeah, you can see there, that's kind of hollow actually, but yeah, and I just added this in, which looks pretty good. It's mounted very strong. I remember my other one was poorly mounted whenever I built this like 2 years ago. There's that. That's like from ATST Walker foot. Yeah, um, once again, yeah, it's just an upside down building. This is really neat. I haven't really ever done that too much, but actually it's resting pretty well sideways. So these actually kind of clamp this together, especially since this is a illegal building technique. There's a lot of pins in this set. You'll find a lot of these, like, you know, let's see if I can find one. Where's a quick one? Quick one. I'm looking for a quick one. Here, one of these. You know, there's a lot of these in this. You can see red ones there. There's some black ones, and then there's a lot of gray ones elsewhere. I'm sure I could probably find one pretty quickly if I looked a bit more. Who cares? I don't need to find one. Yeah, they'd probably mess up the price, or at least the size too. But yeah, so I'm so confident in this, I can hold it like just from here, especially since I know that is a very strong part that like clamps together the entire thing, aside from the floor. But the floor is clamped down from there and back here. There's going to be a bit of a gap there, but yeah, who cares? But yeah, there's a whole lot of technique in this, and I'm very confident in the technique that I've done. Oh, okay, well, not if I bend plates. That's going to break it, but yeah, these can easily fall out, I guess. Oh, well, it's not supposed to break off there either. Oh, well, I'm missing a part. Okay. I'm missing an upside down 1x2 inverted slope. I mean, there's probably one that's pretty close by. I just need to find it. It's probably going to be back here. Yeah, it's basically, come on, it's basically one of these, but split in half. Actually, there should be one there. But yeah, the side paneling, they do require some math, unfortunately, which is a bit daunting, I guess. I don't know. But so yeah, I think this is going to end up looking really cool once I'm done. And I still am having so much trouble figuring out what era to place it in because I want to make it Star Wars Squadrons based. But problem with that is the characters don't ever board one of these, and they're only ever in their starfighters or they're on the Imperial Star Destroyer. So it's like it wouldn't make sense for me to include Lieutenant Carroll. Oh, they're home. Oh, Dauntless. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to inform my family that I was streaming so they know. Hello, Captain Rex fan, previously Ahsoka Tano fan. The Fondor mission. Oh yeah, that was the name of that mission. But yeah, this is very large. There's a lot of colors. I love the colors. They're stacked all throughout. You see, I got like dark azure, orange, yellow, green, lime green. I don't know if you can see any lime green. Yeah, lime green is more buried, but there is lime green. There's a lot of building in here. I'm probably going to start building up the Technic structure right there. So I'm going to mount the camera in a good position for it, starting probably around here. So yeah, time to get to work. So I mean, I kind of beg if y'all just to kind of talk. I don't want to be just sitting here waiting for somebody to say something. Dog, what are you doing? Gracias. Thank you. I thought it looked nice too. Um, uh, easily New Republic. Empire, I can't seem to do any good in. No, dog. I refer to my dog as dog occasionally. No, sure, her name is Maddie. But yeah, I prefer New Republic. 'Cause, yeah, Empire I can't seem to survive. Ship class. I don't know. That's difficult. It's like I think I definitely am more of a bomber player. Like I'm always playing bomber, but I quite enjoy playing as the um TIE, or not the TIE, but like the support class. Support class is really fun, and I mean it's kind of biased too, because I love the U-wing, as I've said plenty of times. U-wing is like one of my favorite rebel ships, and I love the TIE Strike or TIE Reaper. It's like such a cool ship design. So yeah, that's kind of like my favorite for playing as. But I'm best at bomber, I guess, which I think is kind of like the heavy class in Battlefront 2, where it's like the easiest class to play as. Hmm. Yeah, U-wing. I enjoy the U-wing quite a bit. TIE Reaper is easily my favorite. No, I really like the bomber though. It's just the shields. Shields are killing it. No, I've never heard of that person. Okay, now I'm kind of starting to burn up. Yeah, see, that's my thing. Yeah, bombers are really good for melting capital ships. Interceptor is pointless for that because I don't think the interceptor has any ion weapons. Sure, Eva, but yeah. See, like bomber is really good for that, and usually I've just recently set up um a secondary loadout for each of my ships for TIE. For one is for just normal dogfighting and whatnot, and then the second loadout is purely for capital ship attacking, where like it has all sorts of ion stuff for each of them in case I do want to keep swapping around and can't seem to like manage to work as just one specific class. Yeah, a lot of my what is it? A lot of my rebel ship a lot of my current rebel ship artillery and whatnot loadouts are all just the default. I've mainly just been focusing on Empire, like upgrading on the Empire's stuff, and haven't really done much for the Rebels. Because Empire's severely underpowered, as like I've mentioned, and I just want to find a way to get those to work well, where I don't die. Because honestly, like it's a pain in the butt whenever there's a challenge where I have to play as the Empire. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I know. It's just like still, I prefer to like be able to take hits. I'm not the type of person to just be like purely on the move and whatnot. I mean, I know like they can take hits, some of them, but it's just like rebels, they seem to be able to deal damage and take a lot of hits before their shields die. It's kind of pain in the butt, in my opinion. Okay, that's secured. Yeah, interceptor. I've just recently kind of figured that one out, I think. I still have problems with it. Like, interceptor's just completely vulnerable. Like, it gets blown up easy peasy. But I think I forget exactly what the lat is. It's just I think the interceptor is always going to be one of those that's weak because I hate how like especially on the Empire, a lot of the holes are all like none of them buff the health really. Like they really just either add stuff to it, making it to where it's like wider and moves faster, or it just like takes away health, which is a pain in the butt because I mean honestly I think there should be at least one hole for the Empire ships that grant health to it. I believe it's or maybe not for all of them, but at least for TIE Interceptor, I'm pretty sure is one for sure that I know has no hole that actually buffs its health, which TIE Interceptor definitely needs a buff to its health. But yeah, they haven't granted that for TIE Interceptor. I'm looking for a specific part now because I want to show it off. Here it is. Check this out. That's a pink part that I'm putting in here. Oh wait, people can buy the pre-order skins? What'd I pre-order the game for? Pre-order skins are supposed to be unique. What the heck, man? That's not cool. Oh, okay. Don't want to bop the camera. Oh, are you kidding me? They're just that cheap? I'd understand if they made them like legendary skins, I guess. Kind of understand. I wouldn't be able to fully accept it, but at least acknowledge the fact that at least they're not trying to cheap it out. But I mean, only 800. That's just like a what is that? Rare skin, or is that or not skin, but like appearance, or I forget exactly what the title is. Oh, yeah. I wish there was. I guess like it's some of it is annoying. Like especially something small little complaint I have is like with the alien voices, how it just uses the normal voices instead of like changing it up. Like I don't want to be playing as a Rhodian or not a Rhodian, a Celestin who like just talks in a normal human voice. It's kind of like that out of place character from the beginning of The Mandalorian who just has totally American accent, but he looks nothing like he should. I mean, not like he should have just a normal American accent. I mean, I can see him speaking English, but not just flat out American English. It is. And it's also like annoying how human appearances, like how very specific they are. Like, there's no way that you're going to have a totally unique human. You're going to look exactly like 200, 300 others that use the exact same skin. Because it's just 8 different human heads. They really need to put more variety, especially for like the rebel males, because like rebel males are very limited in like variety. Yeah, 9 Nub is old, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say oh Yeah, I know. It's like, especially just the rebel males. It's annoying. It's a pain in the butt. How, like, especially like for any Caucasian person, like they only have two options, and both of those options really look a lot alike. Like it's just a bit in the facial features that is different. I believe the hair is the exact same and whatnot. Like it's very bare bones appearances. Okay, why can I not find this part? I mean, heck, I even have a stack of this part. Where is it? Yeah, I know that is 9 and it is really like kind of hmm. And then of course he does get a very unceremonious death at the end of episode 9, where you don't even realize that he died. You just think, his ship got shot because every other ship survived the lightning. But then at the end, like, or once you get home and you read up on stuff, you find out, oh, so even though all the other ships survived, his ship didn't. Or at least I think it might have survived, but he didn't. Like, he just died. Just like, yeah. All you see is him getting a bit shocked, and it's like, we never see him again, so we can only assume that since all the other ships were okay, all the other pilots were okay, he would have been okay. But no, he died. He's 30 and returned. That means he's like 70 something or other. I mean, he's kind of more like 60 something, but it's like in between 60 and 70. No, the movie confirmed that he ended up, or like, I forget. Oh yeah, no, it's the novelization of episode 9. It confirms that he died from the lightning attack. Actually, I think it also said that the entire Tantive Ford ended up getting killed, basically. I seriously cannot find this single 2x2 L piece. And I know that I have a stack of them. Like, I stacked up like 8, 10, 20 of them. So, oh, here it is. Yeah, see, look, I was looking for this. I know, like, and they don't even confirm it. It's annoying that they killed so many. And then Snap Wexley. I was very disappointed with how they killed Snap. He died because he just crashed. He was shot down and crashed. The novelization did a better job at sending him out, having him be like, he like looked to the picture of his wife or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, I love you, mate," and whatnot. But in the movie, he's just like crashes and Poe's like, "Snap!" And then Poe cries, and he's like, "I can't do it. I can't keep this up, man." Honestly, there's a lot of bad deaths in the sequels. Some I can forgive, but then there's some where it's like, that was just like very poor. Akabar's death. That sucked. Akabar's death just, they're like, even Admiral Akabar died. And it's like, okay, guess Akabar's dead. Like, we just get told that he's dead. We don't even get to see him be like, Akabar should have been the one doing the light speed ram. And if it was Akabar doing it, nobody would bat an eye. Everybody would be like, awesome, man. That was a cool move, and Akabar did it, and I love it. That was a great scene. Nothing wrong with it. Sure, it breaks canon, but it was one of our favorite characters doing it, not some random new chick. Also, something I hated in Squadrons at the end, they mentioned that quote that Holdo says Leia said to her a lot about how, like, hope is like the sun, and if you only believe in it, you can see it, or something or other. And it was cringy, even whenever they had a Leia, like, sound alike doing it. I didn't like it even whenever they had that. I'm pretty sure it was the Battlefront 2 Leia voice actor. Even whenever she said it, it sounded incredibly cringy. I'm glad that they did try to, like, kinda connect it, but still, it's like, it didn't sound right. It sounded off. Sounded very off, even whenever Leia was saying it. Hey, look, pink part. I'm putting a pink part in there. I love putting colors inside my ships. I cannot help it. It's just so fun. I don't know why I find it fun, but I do. Yeah, the sequels, they didn't do the best. Yeah, see, the sequels had a lot of good ships. Like, I really loved a lot of the ship designs. I would have loved to see the Starhawks. I would have loved to see those appearing in, like, at least in the Battle of Exegol. I don't think we ever saw any, and if we did, they were some of the mess in the background. That would have been cool if they, like, made those a big deal, where they, like, tractor beamed into ships. Because it's kinda like the Starhawks are once again a lot like Star Destroyer, like those Ziston class Star Destroyers. Really? Hmm. Um, yeah, sequels, they just had a whole lot of cool ships, like DJ ship. That was a pretty, like, a lot of the ships looked cool, they just didn't do much with them, such as the Dreadnought, the Mandator or whatever. Like, that looks so cool, but they only used it the one time. And then same thing with, like, the Supremacy, that was an awesome looking ship. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, oh, I'm still reading Aftermath, the last book. I still haven't gotten to the end of it, I'm only, like, halfway through. I'm about at the part whenever Nima the Hutt, like, and, what's her face? Sloane are stranded in the desert, and Nora and Joss are about to attack her. Okay, I should have assumed that they would have sacrificed some of those. Okay, well, never mind, never mind. No Starhawk, never mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm excited for the Battle of Jakku though, because I'm also currently rewriting the sequels, and I'm wanting to use the Aftermath novels as a heavy tie-in for it. Like that, I think that final Aftermath novel is going to be my cutoff for like where the canon ends and where my head canon begins. I guess I'm not going to include any like comics or whatnot that take place, even if it's like directly after. Maybe like Squadrons and Battlefront 2. I'm going to include those, not the second story of Battlefront 2, not like the DLC story. That I'm not going to include that because that has too much ties into the sequels, and it would mess up my idea for the sequels. So I'm going to change that up a bit. But I mean, everything else. I hear feet step or footsteps. Feet steps. What the heck am I saying? But yeah, I think it's just you and me talking, and everybody else is slowly leaving. It's kind of funny. Oh, somebody joined, or at least returned, maybe. You know what? I don't even think I'm going to include anything back here, so I can just use funky colors. Because, yeah, I'm going to have the hangar, or not the hangar, the bridge right above it. And I'm not going to really have much space to include it. I'm wanting to include some of the, like, technician areas. But, I mean... Okay, cool. So you're just kind of having me in the background. I like to do that. I like to have videos on in the background. Because, I mean, it's kind of like doles out the white noise. Yeah, I love the B-Wing and Y-Wing designs for the sequels. I would have liked the B-Wing to be a... I wish that we got more of the B-Wing. I wish we got a set of the B-Wing. The Y-Wing, it's basically like a Y-Wing from episode like 4 and 5 and 6 and whatnot. The B-Wing, that looks cool actually, and I think like I would have liked to see more. Just the colors alone are pretty neat. I really like the colors for the B-Wing in the sequels. Yeah, I know. We just saw the B-Wing get like one B-Wing get its head shredded off, and then we saw a bit other like here and there a bit more of the B-Wing. Just to spruce of the B-Wing. So I'm just gonna say because like for a second there, it was pretty darn kind of just silence while I'm just building. But yeah. Yeah. I would have loved just Exegol. I think I would have loved to see a lot more from Exegol. Like Finn kind of like maybe I would have liked to see it if like Finn and Jonna and BB-8 had to infiltrate the finalizer. This is actually what I've included in my episode 9 script rewrite or like update kind of where if like Finn and Jonna actually had to raid inside Star Destroyer to actually disable the antenna because like maybe it was like impossible to disable it from outside and maybe that's where they encounter Hux, and Hux reveals to them, "Yeah, I'm the spy, man. I'm the spy." And he's like, "But you know, they're kind of like in the middle of deactivating, or they're trying to blow up the Star Destroyer, I think, because yeah, that's what they want to do, because they disabled they disabled the beacon, but they wanted to go back and stop it for forever. But yeah, like I would have liked to see it to where that's whenever they find out, oh, Hux is the spy. What do you know? And you know, because like maybe they keep on like they can develop that plot line a whole lot more if they have it to where it's later on in the story and not halfway through. And maybe he's the one that sets off the explosives. Whenever Pride, he's like, Hux, I knew it was you. And like he leaves the bridge whenever like the dudes tell him, and he's marching there. And whenever he gets there, he sees Hux, but Hux doesn't see him. He shoots Hux maybe, and like Hux is sitting there with the remote, and Hux, you know, he's kind of like he can't move, and he's like, you know what? I don't like you, Pride. And he's like, whenever Pride like he looks out the window, or he notices like the explosives or something, and Hux presses the button, and then Pride looks out the window, and that's whenever we get that awesome shot of Pride looking out the window as the ship explodes, and Hux basically sacrifices himself because he's like, yeah, no, I don't like maybe like the Emperor. He's not like down with the Emperor coming back or whatnot. But like that would have been a cool little better send off for Hux if he actually like I don't know, maybe he had a change of heart. But I mean, yeah, I do a lot of scripts. I have a whole lot of story, especially for the sequels. I think like I have 10 scripts for the sequels alone for rewriting the sequels. Yeah, I know. Like, and see, also my idea for whenever I rewrote episode 9, I had it to where whenever Finn and Jonna were escaping, they encountered a stormtrooper, and he, you know, they ended up leading a rebellion there. Yeah, I was like, I just want Ren to root. I just want Kylo Ren to lose. Yeah, I don't know. See, I would have had it to where. See, whenever I actually wrote this script, it's 200 pages long, and it's mainly because like I got the novelization, and while reading it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Like I can do so much with this," and it really inspired me. And I implemented like I went through the entire book and reformatted the episode 9 script because I found like not the script, I found the subtitles for a pirated version of episode 9, and I just found the subtitles and copy and pasted them. And I actually had to watch episode 9 for like 2 days straight so I could reformat it because instead of having names for each subtitle, it just had the timestamp of when the subtitle begins and when it ends. And so I had to figure out who said what, and like I had to delete every single number for the subtitles. And I had to actually like scroll through the entire script. And after that, I thought I was done, and I got the novelization. And while reading that, I was like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" Because the novelization it does have a whole lot of jam-packed like filler where it's like, oh yeah, this is why this thing happens. Oh yeah, this is why this thing like it kind of and just like the little stuff like in the novelization, whenever Rey goes into the Emperor's like dark side cave looking thing, they actually have it to where it's like the mirror cave basically. Also, yeah, they mentioned like oh wait, oh you're still going on about the okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like they honestly should have had B wings and like the bombers in episode 8. They looked really cool, but honestly, like they should have had it to where they were more like B wings instead. The bombers were. It's just the bombers had a whole lot of stuff. Oi, what's up? What's up, Drinky Winky? Yeah, I'm just having a big rant. Me and my good old buddy Loxy White. Wait, what are you going on about? The Y wings? Also, I don't know if anybody else knows, but whenever like the resistance arrives, they're like use ion cannons or whatever. They mention like using the wrong cannons. It's heavily in Squadrons, yes. Oh, are you like in the EU area? Because I'm assuming you are, because you said "oi." Yeah, it's a Star Fortress. It's a Star Fortress something something bomber. Um, yeah. Have you read? Actually, you seem to have good knowledge on Star Wars, Loxy. Like, have you read the Colin Trevorrow script? The scrapped script from Colin Trevorrow. You know, the one that leaked, I guess, uh, back in December area, January. Yeah, okay, good, good. So I can talk to somebody about that. Yeah, I really love that script. I know it has flaws a lot like episode 9 does. Like both of them have flaws, but they also like I think I might prefer Colin Trevorrow's script more because it actually is a real sequel to the sequel, like episode 8. It's not just like trying to fix episode 8. It's not wasting its time fixing the sequels. It actually tries to tell a story and not just like, yeah, so we can't do star like light speed bombs. Oh yeah, so like, you know, um we can't just like fix Leia's lightsaber or we can't get Rey a new lightsaber. She has to use Luke's lightsaber. It actually like gives Rey a new lightsaber. It gives like, and I really love Rose. We can't just like, you know, we can't use Rose. We got to toss Rose out. No, it actually uses Rose, and I really loved Rose in Colin Trevorrow's script. Like they did really good with Rose in his script. I know, yeah. Like I think a lot of the stuff about Colin Trevorrow's script I really loved. It's just there's other parts where it's kind of like it doesn't feel like the end to a saga. It feels like an end to a trilogy, which honestly, that's kind of really hard to do an end to a saga. Like, especially like it works with episodes 1 through 6 because episodes 4 through 6 came out first, and so that means episodes 1 through 3 didn't have to feel like the end to a saga. They had to feel like the middle point of the saga. Episode 6 had a perfect ending. The sequels, they were flawed, I guess, from the beginning because they would have had to work really hard to actually meet the end, like the end goal of being the true end to a saga that Return of the Jedi couldn't match. You know, they had to be better than Return of the Jedi, which is really hard to do because it's the sequels are so disconnected from the rest of the saga. Yeah, I know. And I mean, I like the idea of the war not ending immediately after 6 because it makes sense. Like, just destroying the Death Star and the Emperor and Vader aren't going to totally end a regime, a whole, um, like, you know, this. I love the Battle of Jakku. I think the Battle of Jakku could have easily just been the ending of the whole thing as a whole, but like, they had to bring it on more. Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, it would have been interesting to see, especially like at least the aftermath novels. Those would have been great for movies. I would have loved those as movies, especially as like maybe the sequel trilogy because they work perfectly. They are a send off to at least the original trilogy because it's like showing a failing empire, like trying to regain its composure, but totally fail to regain its composure. Aftermath novels, I cannot stop like praising those because they're just they're very enjoyable for me. Yeah, like maybe this like the currently of the way that I'm rewriting episode 8 or 7, I'm working on 7. The first order is kind of like a rebellion of sorts. I even have it where the opening crawl starts out a lot like A New Hope, where it's like rebel spaceships have just won their first victory, but then you know it mentions that the New Republic is actually the ones that are trying to fight against these rebels, and it mentions that the rebels are actually an evil like ashes of the empire known as the Final Order because you know they're like the final order of Palpatine, and you know it's kind of like a reversal of A New Hope where it's like the rebels are the good guys and the like empire's the bad guys. Here we know who the good guys are. We know that the rebels that they mentioned in the opening crawl are actually the bad guys and they're not just like good guys trying to fight for good. They're actually trying to fight for the empire instead. So you know you kind of like and you get to see what it's like for the rebels to go against basically rebels. You know, we get to see the rebels in the place of the empire whenever like the empire was getting attacked by unwilling to participate people, I guess. And so we have to see how they handle their own threat to their rule. Yeah, like, and it would have worked, I guess, if like they were true remnants of the Empire. If they were like not just trying to be, oh yeah, we're the Empire, but we're not the Empire. We're not ever going to mention we're the Empire. I think it would have worked a lot more if it was literally they're like, yeah, no, we're the Empire, but we got a new name, and we're trying to do what the Empire lost. You know, like we came back bigger and better. And but then again, like the 30-year time jump, that just kills it because then there's so much that we're missing. Force Awakens basically starts off in the middle of the action. It's like kind of like how episode 4 starts off in the middle of the action. We don't ever know, whenever we watch episode 4, we don't know how this all happened. It's kind of like that, where Darth Vader, you know, in the prequels, we learn all about how the Empire came to be. It feels like the sequels, we should have another trilogy to explain how that came to be. But of course, I don't think we need that at all. That would suck. Because it would be so much like pandering. Yeah, I'll do a review on this. I'm actually really enjoying it though, because I don't really ever like get to talk this hard. Like my friend from school who actually talks about Star Wars, he just graduated last year. He was a year ahead of me, so he's going into college, and so I'm still stuck in senior year, and I don't have any like none of my friends that really are big Star Wars nerds or fans. You know, not at least to my level. Something I do love is how in the Aftermath trilogy, it's like I've read the last page of the final Aftermath book, and it mentions that like they're heading off, and it's the first order of business, or it mentions something about being the first order. You know that like it's mentioning how they're going, how whenever they leave off into the unknown regions. Honestly, the Aftermath trilogy feels like the prequels to the sequels, or you know, it feels like the prequels version of the sequel of what am I trying to say? Star Wars needs. Yeah, I need to kind of get back to building though, because I'm kind of slowing down my pace. I cannot be doing that. I don't know. I still want to see him direct more live action. I need to see how he does chapter 5 of season 2 of The Mandalorian, because currently the episode that he wrote and direct in the first season is currently a lot of people's least favorite, at least my least favorite. Yeah, I know. My phone always autocorrects nerds to needs and nerd to need because I use nerd a lot. I'm kind of like weird like that. I like to call people nerds a lot. But yeah, like I still want to see how if it's just one bad one bad episode out of what he could be doing, because we know he can do animation and whatnot. But currently, as I mentioned, his episode is kind of like a lot of, especially my least favorite for that season. I think Resistance would be lesser than Rebels. Honestly, I like Rebels a lot. Rebels is on the same tier. You're about to gasp. Rebels is on the same tier as Clone Wars for me. Honestly, I still have not seen all of Clone Wars, but I've seen all of Rebels. That's kind of my part, but still, it's like it kind of says something whenever I can easily watch Clone or all of Rebels before I can get through all of Clone Wars. I don't even know if I'm ever going to watch all of Clone Wars because I've heard about, especially like there's two different episodes that are just fill or two different like arcs that are just filler of droids. I'd like to get the ITS transport, but I don't think I will be. I think Rebels was perfect as as a series as a whole. I feel like it did get a great like. I think it was smart of Dave Filoni to choose that for it to end when it did end, instead of letting it just drag on more and more. Like and I think it had the perfect length and whatnot. But pardon, the Pelta class frigate. What is the Pelta class frigate? trying to remember. Not an acclimator. She commands. Does she command an acclimator? One sec. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. And I'm back. Oh, the Republic, the medical one. Something I love is how Squadrons uses the what was it called again? The Imperial Light Carrier or whatever. The one that I made it for a couple months ago. The one with the huge hangar on the bottom of the Star Destroyer. I really love that ship. Yeah. You know, my throat was really sore from talking so much. Also, something else I really like about Squadrons is how it really references a lot of Star Wars. The ATED, I don't think I have, but yeah, like Squadrons, like it has references to like Gideon Hask from Battlefront 2. It mentions Iden Versio as like a traitor. It mentions like it has the Porg thing, except it sticks with the canon where it's like it mentions the Porgs, but it doesn't like say exactly what they're. It says that they found the original artist found drawings of them inside of a book or whatever, and I'm like, that's a pretty cool little detail where it's like it doesn't because you know in that at that time in canon they don't know what Porgs are. I'm actually kind of out of breath now. Why am I out of breath? I don't really have a reason to be out of breath. I would have loved to see what a Resistance B Wing looked like. Or not B Wing, A Wing. No, U Wing. What the heck am I saying? Yeah, no, U Wing. Because, I mean, as I mentioned, I love the U Wing. I'm a sucker for the U Wing. And I would have loved to see what a Resistance U Wing would have looked like. Because I feel like it would have been pretty cool. I hope it would have been pretty cool. I don't know for sure. Yeah, no, I guess I should probably. Like, they could have easily messed it up. Oh, yeah. That part. Yeah, like just the little details, like with the pilot being named Major. Yeah, like. And apparently, I didn't know, but it's like Von Regs are a huge, like, family in the Stars universe where they're large Imperial sympathizers, but still, it's like it's a common family name now, apparently. I mean, you'd assume that the New Republic Y Wing and A Wing is what we see in Squadrons and Reb. I mean, I'd assume they'd probably use the exact same Y Wing and A Wing as the Rebels. Cause I mean, that's what we see in Squadrons. The New Republic uses those. I think the A Wing. I like how it's just a slight redesign. Same with the Y Wing. I think that's a great idea. Is to just slightly redesign it. Kind of like how the same thing with the X Wings, where it's just like they like make it to where the engine pods go from looking like 4 different engines to just 2. Like, it's just a neat little change. It's nothing big. Obviously, it's to sell new toys, mainly. But I mean, that was the point of making new ships. Like in the original trilogy, that was the point of making so many like characters, so many redesigned characters to sell toys. Yeah, I want to make an MC-75. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a while, Reject. Yeah, the Clone Wars Y-Wings were pretty cool, and I do like how the Clone Wars Y-Wings were basically the original trilogy Y-Wings, but original trilogy Y-Wings were like super stripped down. Like, that's a neat little detail. Wasn't necessary, but I mean, it was a neat detail. I'm trying to think what else. It's just also the thing with the MC-75, like the fact that it's basically it would need to have something to hold it up. MC-75 as a Lego set is flawed down to the part where it's just that it needs to be able to balance. But it's just because it's basically just a stick sticking out from the huge body on top, and so it's if I like it would need to have clear stand or something to hold it up because it's not going to be able to stand up on its own. Not at that huge size. But yeah, currently that's my only dilemma whenever it comes to making the MC-75. Yeah, sure, Reject. Happily. Actually, I just finished it today. Finished the bottom, or at least the details. Yeah, not on stream, but just before stream, I finished this up, and then on stream, I finished up this. Yeah, sure. Here we go. So you can see I got the engine panel here, and it's basically actually reversed studs. Here's the engines also, if you're curious. Just use some blue translucent bricks. But here's the bottom. You can see there's just upside down building for just this little part. And then this is just connected with Technic. But yeah, and then that was going to be the boarding ramp like we see on the Corvus, but I ended up making it to where it's going to be the front leg. Yeah, I know. Like the skins for the starfighters, especially just like the color squadrons, like those are kind of boring. I'm not going to get anything. I'm tempted to get pink squadron just because like it's kind of funny. But like I'm not planning on getting too many of those. Star Wars sequels aren't bad, honestly. Like, I mean, okay, I'm probably gonna get totally screamed at by others, by y'all, but I mean, they're not as bad as people say. Honestly, like, it's just 8 and 9 that have well, not slight, but just kind of flaws here and there. Episode 7, its main flaw is that it introduces a new Death Star, basically, and then destroys it immediately. But, like, yeah, I am gonna get so many hate comments. But yeah, like they could be better. Honestly, they had potential. Some like, it's just episode 9 kind of ruined itself by deciding to be a fix for The Last Jedi, which honestly, The Last Jedi, it didn't really need that much fixing. And honestly, episode 9 kind of wasted too much time trying to fix The Last Jedi. And it fixed some stuff that didn't even need fixing. It didn't even mention a lot. Like, it seemed like JJ was just fighting with Rian Johnson. Episode 9 was it just wasted half of its runtime on MacGuffins and then also on fixing The Last Jedi, or quote unquote fixing The Last Jedi. But then I'm trying to think. Why am I trying to think? I don't know what. Episode 8. Honestly, I'm always back and forth with that. I'm always thinking, hey, it's not that bad, and then also I'm always thinking, hey, it's pretty bad. But honestly, like, getting tired. Jeez. Honestly, like episode 8, I'm always going back and forth between if I like it or not. I'm probably always gonna be. Yeah, A New Hope is pretty slow from the start. And honestly, like, I remember as a kid, I always thought it ended after they left the Death Star, after saving Leia. And, like, I think I always turned it off before they even blew up the Death Star. And I don't know why I always did that. I just kind of, for some reason, just thought movie ended after they saved Leia and Obi-Wan dies. It's kind of weird. Honestly, like, I don't know. JJ kind of set up a lot of mystery boxes, and sequels just needed a plan. Honestly, like, at the end of the day, the sequels just needed a plan plotted out for what needs to happen and when it needs to happen. They didn't have to just go straight in. Yeah, TLJ and Tross, like unpopular opinion, I enjoy them. I can watch them and have fun. Same with Force Awakens. I've always been able to watch The Force Awakens and enjoy it. Like, it's just like A New Hope, but more enjoyable, I guess. I don't know. See, it's kind of like that's probably a bad thing to say, especially on stream. But like, I can watch The Force Awakens and probably be able to enjoy it more than watching A New Hope. At least consistently enjoy it. Because Force Awakens, it's just a really fun movie to watch, and it's just built like that. Because J.J. Abrams knows how to do a fun movie. Same thing with Episode 9. I can watch Episode 9 and have fun. You better hope it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it for sure. For sure. I mean, it's up to you. I don't even know who you're talking about, but yeah, yeah. I want to put pink in there, but I don't want it to be at the bottom. I need another color. Red. Do I have two red? I don't have two red, I don't think. Ooh, there's another pink piece. I'll take a new pink piece any day. And Return to Jedi, it feels a bit, I don't know, Return to Jedi, it just feels too simple. If you ask me, like, it's a good movie. It's not the best of the originals. Um, I kind of have it tied with episode 4, and it's tied with 4. Return to Jedi is, but it's like it just feels kind of strange. Like, you can tell where the first act is. First act is obviously just Jabba's palace, and then once the first act ends, it's after they leave Jabba's palace, and basically second act is just the shenanigans going on Endor. And then the third act, I guess, begins around the time that Luke leaves the Ewoks and Leia, and he goes to fight Vader. That's about the time that the third act begins. Because, same thing with A New Hope. You can really tell where everything is. First act is all of the stuff on Tatooine, and then it ends around the time that they leave for the Death Star. Second act is the Death Star parts, and then the third act begins whenever they leave the Death Star and they get back to the Rebels, and they're like, yeah, we gotta go fight, man. But yeah, it's just I don't know if I really enjoy movies that are that formulaic. Like, Endor is really fun. Jabba's palace is really fun, but it kind of just it's not as fun where like I want to sit there and watch all of it. I'd be more likely to skip past Jabba's palace parts if I'm just kind of like trying to have. I don't know. It's kind of like it's a bit weird. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know a lot. Sorry. Yeah, Force Awakens. I love the Force Awakens. Force Awakens is like a good movie overall, and it's really it had parts. It just needed more planning. Honestly, I cannot stress how much I think it just needed planning. It needed a plan behind it, written out, that was like a definitive plan. Like, as I mentioned about how like I'm rewriting the sequels, my current episode 7 design is a lot like The Force Awakens. It has the same characters, Poe, Finn, and Rey. They're Poe's a New Republic pilot this time. Rey is a scavenger on Endor this time, and Finn is still a stormtrooper in the Final Order this time. Because instead of having it be the First Order to move to the Final Order and keeping it as just the Final Order, kind of like the Empire was kind of like the First Order, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's like Final Order is the Empire's next order, which is the final one. I know he was an NR pilot, but see, it's like I'm kind of thinking of just totally dropping the Resistance thing because it's pointless. It's just a rebellion all over again. I'm gonna be keeping the New Republic as like the ruling power of the sequels, and like basically Hosnian Prime is gonna stay alive. There's not gonna be a new Death Star, that's for sure. But something I do want to include is the Emperor. I'm wanting to include the Emperor. I'm still thinking it. I'm thinking the Emperor is still going to be basically like a clone. I'm thinking of having him be a clone in his observatory on Jakku. I just need to finish the Aftermath Empire's End or whatever to figure out if that is going to work, if I can make it to where that observatory is where the Emperor is hiding out, basically. And I'm going to be having Rey as like, I'm still thinking, I'm tempted to have her, um, I'm tempted to have Rey being basically Palpatine's retry at making a body for, I guess, like making a suitable uh body for his Force spirit, because like it's kind of like how in Legends, and also I guess here where it's like his consciousness leaves his body and moves on to a new one, but he, like it's like with the clone in episode 9. Oh, earbud's about to die. Okay. Basically, I'm going to be skipping the whole Snoke thing and jumping straight to a mysterious ruler of the Final Order. Nobody really knows who this ruler is, but they know that it's like deep. And also, I'm going to be skipping the part where Luke Skywalker runs away. Basically, I'm having Luke Skywalker run away, but he's running away because he has had a vision, and it's scared him, basically. And the vision is basically going to be hinting at Palpatine being the one behind the Final Order, and basically Poe's on a hunt for Luke. He's trying to find Luke because he's like, he kind of like, Leia's kind of sends him to find Luke. And, he's following a trail. It leads him back to Endor because he's found out that Luke's like gone to Wedge Antilles, who's living in a system next to the Endor system. And he's like, I bet Luke's going there because, and basically the thing that's tying this all together is the Wayfinder that we find in episode Sammy Misspelled Endor. It's basically the Wayfinder is still the thing that's kind of like leading to Palpatine, and Rey's actually found it. She's basically, like I mentioned, she's a scavenger not on Jakku but on Endor this time, and she's found it in some of the wreckage basically, and she's like doesn't know what it is, but I know but still. Okay, bye. Sam, you're a noob. Wait, y'all can hear me, right? 2012? What about 2014? Rebels came out in 2014. And also, Clone Wars Season 7 came out in 2019. Okay, good. I know nobody can hear me now because Sam said it. Obviously, if Sam said it, that means nobody can hear me. I'm looking for a part to fill in that hole. Let's see. What color part do we have today? It's probably going to end up being blue or something. Let's see. Where is a suitable donor? I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to travel. Okay, good. Everybody can hear me. We're all good. Sam, do not pull any funny moves. Yeah, I want to find one of these, but an extra brick longer. Okay, somebody want to donate a part for me? Come on. It is probably going to end up being blue, though, because I'm pretty sure that might be one of the parts I have that are that color and that length. No. Oh, I guess it'll be black. Or is this blue? Yeah, it's blue, but it's not a right length. Okay, I can find one by whatever number that is, but not 2 by whatever number that is. Okay. We're just using black. There's a message. First battle pack? Nope. Still have not gotten that. And I have actually begun to kind of try to find it. But yeah, turns out it's actually not as easy to find. What do you know? I mean, really, I've just been checking in stores, and it's way overpriced now on Amazon to be able to get a new one. But yeah, I mean, it's not priority for me. I do think I'm bound to get one before they go out, like off shelves and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, they definitely underproduced it. Once they finally make a new batch, I think it will be easier to find. But at the moment, it's kind of difficult to find. Not the easiest set to find. Yes, it's a Chevy Corvette. See, have you ever seen a Chevy? Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, have you never seen a Chevy? That's obviously a Chevy. Hey guys, I want to see my bat cave. I still haven't showed this off. Let me make sure there's nothing incriminating over here. Okay, here we are. Check this out. Yeah, y'all get a sneak peek. That's all. That's all y'all get. Yeah, I think that's all the sneak peeks I'm going to get for right now, just because I felt like it. Yeah, I have. Actually, I've made it. I don't know if you've seen it. If you check my channel, it's an episode 9. I basically made it as an episode 9 set. I forget where they're going to be putting it, but yeah, I made E.C. Henry's variant of it. Because I mean, he did a pretty neat version, but yeah, the Porsche, it's really a cool looking ship, and I like it looks pretty cool. It's just, yeah, that's why I chose E.C. Henry's version. Well, yeah, of course I do. Who doesn't? Everybody should. Let's see. E.C. Henry's a great guy. Yeah, it was because I mean he knows what he's talking about whenever it comes to Star Wars, honestly. I don't want to go back here until I look at my reference material again, because yeah, I don't want to mess that up. But I'll happily do anywhere else. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna get more yellow down there. Probably a bit too much yellow now. Uh-oh, something broke. Okay, let's push it back up. I used to. It's been a while, I think, like since I've actually watched Scoundrels Cantina. Also, yeah, I hate to say it, but coming up here pretty soon, I'm probably going to be stopping because my throat's really getting sore pretty fast. Yeah, I'll give a heads up before I stop. I mean, just so you know. That's pretty neat, I guess, yeah. Okay, I want a different color. Where's a different color? Not red. Maybe red might work. Kind of want green. Ooh, or this. This is a neat color. I can use that. Something like that, yeah. A bit more power, maybe. Just a little bit. Not much. Makes you pretty darn powerful, though. Um, hmm, Man, I love using random colors. It's just fun. I don't know why. It's just fun. Where's purple? I know I have a purple piece somewhere. Here it is. Oh, I've used pink a bit. I can probably show you where I've used pink. I've used pink there, used pink there and there. I think I used it in one or two other places. There's purple, obviously, so that's close to pink, but it's not pink. Looking around, don't see any more pink. I have not used too much pink. I don't really have that many parts though. Oh, Sam, he's got a point there. What about Chang Chang? You know what? Y'all need to get in a war now. Okay, Sam, did as you asked. That's a long freaking timeout. Can I untime him out? No, I can't. I was kind of hoping I could, though. Looks like Sam's gone forever now. And he'll be back, probably to yell at me about kicking him out, about timing him out. I like ARC 170s. ARC 170s are cool, but I mean, honestly, that's just because they're Clone Wars. So everybody's going to be preferring Clone Wars stuff over anything else. That's kind of my problem with currently a lot of the fans, is they really only prefer Star Wars, or they only prefer sequels first, and it's like, not sequels, prequels. I mean, I understand it, but it's just, they're kind of toxic. Okay, Sam, I didn't know how long it would time you out. It timed you out for 300 seconds. I didn't pick. I just clicked timeout. I was just doing as you asked. It's okay. I mean, honestly, ARC 170s are much more versatile, like, than an X-Wing. Man, my throat's kind of hurting. Z95, yeah. Didn't that used to, like, wasn't that in Legends before it was brought into the Clone Wars? Wasn't it just like a, a follow up to the X-Wing? Like, wasn't it in this basically time of the original trilogy initially, whenever it was just in Legends, or was it always like also during the Clone Wars era? I don't know. I'm not very schooled on Legends. Okay, well, I think once Sam gets back and is able to comment again, I'm probably going to end the stream because, yeah, I'm getting beat. Dude, this is a long 300 seconds. I'm sure it is. But, yeah, I'm surprised I've never had my throat go sore from talking. Just normally. Only ever whenever I'm streaming. Which makes sense. Because whenever you stream, you have to talk a lot. I love V19 Torrents. Just going to come right out and say that. Those are cool starfighters. So cool. Just like the overall design, honestly, though. V-Wings, they're kind of like the A-Wing, I guess. I see them, is how I see them. Ooh, pink. I found pink. I found a place for pink. Do I have another pink part like this? Or I should, but I need to find it. Yeah, I do. Oh, he's back. He's back. Yeah, that was a long 300 seconds, wasn't it? Okay, I'm about to go too. See you later, Waxy. I'm sorry. That was a lot of crying for such a short amount of time. Sam, why would you only arrive right before I stop the stream? You have poor timing, Sam. What the heck? Like, couldn't you have been here even just a minute earlier? What the heck, man? Yeah, that's what I thought. You better be sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream. Because my throat's hurting. Oh, you didn't see the notification? Oh, yeah, I thought so. Man, I hate it whenever that happens. Okay, bye. Have a good day, everybody. How do I end? Did I press X? Yeah.